what you said, Art, about clicking on a formula and seeing the underlying tech is something that exists with MathJax. With MathJax, you can click on a formula in the page and it will give you an option to show you that formula as a piece of tech. And one of the ideas in the World Wide Web that didn't make it was that you could edit web pages through your web browser. You can sort of do it to some extent on the social media platforms such as Stack Exchange. You can create a web page in your web browser and you can even edit it. And the same goes for issue trackers such as GitHub. So what we're lacking in tech is the ability to, what we're lacking in tech when we go through the PDF route is the ability to click on a formula and see the underlying tech and to edit that tech and thereby edit the document. We're also denied the ability to deal with the document a paragraph at a time. Most often, I'm editing one paragraph. I might be cutting something from one paragraph and moving it to another, but a lot of the time it's changing this particular paragraph. And we don't have that sort of granularity in the tools that we use. And I think that lack of granularity is related to the nature of the markup we use, which is a structured document, but pretty quickly it becomes something that only LaTeX can read. You know, we can read a structured document that other software can read, and then we add some macros and something, and what you know, we can't understand it properly. There's bits that we don't understand. I'd be quite pleased if you could remember some other things that were going on in Santa Barbara from Leslie Lambert or anybody else.
Well, thank you for the opportunity. I'm back with your mentioning of PDF, and it occurs to me that the way we now work with TechShop's modality that allows one to switch back and forth between the preview of the PDF in one TechShop window and the text source code in another TechShop window by command clicking. It's an affordance that is just slightly less useful than what Leslie Lamport was talking about. If you are working on a paragraph of text and it's in the middle of, say, a 50-page math-intensive document with bibliography and index and maybe a glossary and table of contents and so on, and you would like to see a, quote, instant preview of what you are doing, that preview is perhaps 5 typesetting runs away. Quite a bit of time too, because TechShop uses LaTeX MK, the make facility that Unix provides, and automatically typesets the document over and over again and checks to make sure that make would be happy to, seeing stable output files. I'm not sure if you're familiar with LaTeX MK or TechMK, the introduction of make to Tech on the command line. But one might have to typeset the document a handful of times in order to find that things have stabilized. So this stands in the way of an instantaneous view of your document. And we will get something like what you're yearning for and what my authors yearn for, but certain things stand firmly in the way. And macro expansion is one of them. And the way that LaTeX communicates back to itself through the table of contents file, through the index file, through the bib file, and so on, is another way that it stands in the way. And PDF in and of itself is not the culprit here. I don't want to falsely champion PDF, but I do want to focus on the things that really do stand in the way of practical solutions to a sort of an instant approach to tech.
You know, if I'm working on a paragraph and there's a page break in the middle of that paragraph, I don't want the preview to show me the page break. I want the paragraph to be the paragraph. And most of the time when I'm working on a paragraph, I actually don't want the thing to jiggle because the page makeup has changed for some reason. I like it sort of remain pretty solid, so that, for example, this is a ludicrous example perhaps, but suppose we have variable baseline skip and the paragraph becomes a bit longer and the squeezing of the page squeezing between the lines increases, the lines become closer. I don't want to see that as a side effect of me adding another word or so it's a sort of, there's nothing wrong with what LaTeX is doing in terms of producing the typeset book, but when I'm editing the paragraph, I want to focus on that, and that's all I want to do, at least a lot of the time. I just want to look at that document, look at that paragraph and get that paragraph right. And the rest of the page I'm perhaps not interested in.